top of the line, I give it the news, there's nothing less. The way I deliver the facts, try to do it the best, man, it's button check. Gotta subscribe and telling you that it's button check. You're not tuning to button check.
What is up, Butt Check family? Welcome back to yet again a beautiful full week of buttons that must be checked. And what's that? What you say? You say you don't like this angle? Man, well, what about this angle? How y'all feeling about this angle? And it's all due because of you guys providing these lovely cameras, man, about a month or two ago. I'm still working out the kinks and, you know, the new vibe of the studio look, but either way, it's all because y'all's tremendous support. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, man. Me and Dirty Low just posted another video on Frame Trap that went up earlier today. Link down below. Hope you enjoyed that. But now we got one. Damn, this escalated super quick. So we's about to check out these stories. Without further ado, let's get it. Let's go. And all right, first up, for when virtual signaling goes wrong and the entire gaming community jumps on that ass. Buttons that need to be checked. Now, this is what that title that I just gave y'all, that's what the streets are saying. That's exactly the vibe of the gaming. I'm not just gonna say FGC because it's not just FGC. It goes beyond that. I even saw, like, what's his name? Asmongold even talking about this, and a lot of it just today. So there's this organization by the name of Games Done Quick, profile on the screen. Apparently they do charity work, which is amazing. Right here, you see video game marathons featuring a high-level play by speedrunners raising money for charity. And then you see they have over 161,000 followers. So it looks like they're doing good work. Now, I'm not gonna lie. This is my first time learning of them. Never heard of them before this story. But like I said, apparently they're doing amazing work. Well, they posted this the other day. I guess they were doing a collaboration with SNK, and they were excited about it. They were actually excited about it, and they tweeted this right here. They said, "We're so excited to be working with SNK to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Metal Slug with a speedrunning showcase. Tune in now and stay in touch on their socials." Then you can see all the links here. Let's scroll down below. Metal Slug 30th anniversary. That was just posted on the 12th. Man, we're talking yesterday. Literally just yesterday. Okay, but check this out. Right after that post, they received some blowback. It wasn't much. Now, I caught it like pretty much at the beginning, I believe, because I was tagged in it. And by that time, there was about 6 comments. So not too many, but obviously, nobody wants any negative comments. They got about 6 negative comments where people were in disagreement, like, why would you collaborate with SNK and Saudi? We think it's bullshit. So here's a bit of the comments. Like I said, wasn't too many at this point. You see right here, this is a bad look. SNK is Saudi owned and extremely hostile towards queer people and women. Beneath that, why would you team up with SNK knowing that they're owned by the dictatorial Saudi Arabian regime? Very, very bad idea. Beneath that, hey, considering SNK is now owned by Saudi government, this extremely sucks. And hell yeah, GDQ, looking forward to more SNK partnerships. So you got some people excited about it. But then again, did GDQ forget what the Saudis do to trans/gay people, ? So you got that. And like I said, by the time I got to it, it was pretty fresh. It just was posted like a couple hours ago. So you didn't really see too much attention on it, but you saw comments like this. And once again, it was about 5 or 6 comments like this saying, we think this is a bad idea or this is bullshit. Well, it looks like that's all they needed. That's all they needed before anything else happened. They retracted the shit and they were like, you know what? We changed our mind. Right here, they posted this saying, we have canceled our sponsored team or stream with SNK. We have heard the concerns from our community regarding this partnership, specifically the company's majority ownership by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, the human rights concerns tied to the Saudi government. That has 12,000 likes. Then underneath that, they say, we will not accept the funds from this sponsorship or continue to work with this sponsor again. GDQ is committed to supporting human rights and inclusivity, and we recognize that this partnership conflicted with those values. We failed to conduct the level of review our community should expect from us, and that was an oversight we deeply regret and take full responsibility for. Wrapping it up down below, they say, we especially want to apologize to the runners and our host on this stream who had nothing to do with this decision and whose runs were disrupted as a result. This isn't a reflection on them, and we are grateful for their understanding. Then beneath that, going forward, we will review and strengthen our process for evaluating future sponsors and partners, including closer examination of companies' ownerships to make sure they are aligned with our values. So there you have it. It was pretty damn quick. Like after those few comments that we saw, it looks like that was enough and they took it back. But then you got that other side of the fence where people started to say like, wait, what is this really about? Are you really taking it back? Because if you're really going to take it back, there's a bigger picture. So right here, you see, starting with, who's this? Shadow X Law saying, what's your stance on Chinese back-end games and companies then, with the question mark? Then Asmongold right here saying, are you going to drop AMD too? Question mark. And then you see the screenshot, Saudi forms AI-focused 10 billion joint venture with AMD. If we continue on, man, y'all will do everything except shut the fuck up and play games for a charity. Wild, that has 2.3 thousand likes. And did you guys get bullied by the victim mentality, folks? That has 1.3 thousand likes. What else we got? Saudi Arabia owns a ton of gaming companies now. I believe they own like 10% stake in Nintendo. You're not going to have a lot of material to cover if you keep virtual signaling like this and saying no money or saying no to money towards a good cause, because Saudis is so stupid and moronic. Imagine declining money towards a charity that could have saved lives because someone having different views or ideals. Look at the big picture. Then somebody adds to that with a list of devs talking about Riot Games, Capcom, Valve, EA, Tencent, Activision, Bandai Namco, Ubisoft, Crafton, and many more take the Saudi money. Are you going to cancel them all, I guess? And why are you ruining the fundraising by being so political? Just give the money to Doctors Without Borders or something. You used to do good, now you won't do good if someone has a different belief than you. You're no better than the intolerant ideology you claim to fight. They're wrapping it up down below. Haven't watched GDQ since 2015. Good to see I still don't have to, since you ban and cry for the smallest shit imaginable. Then from there, going even deeper, I see Dell adds to this right here saying, when you learn how every major publicly traded studio has percentage Saudi ownership, you'll have to find a new hobby outside of video games, man. That has 2.4 thousand likes. Somebody responds to that saying, not a percentage. They own SNK completely. He responds saying, I know, I'm talking specifically about the other major studios. I remember hearing Tekken players speak on this, that they don't want to play SNK games because of Saudi involvement, despite the fact that they own EVO and EWC and have 6% ownership of Bandai. Then when you go to the quote retweets, it gets even deeper right here saying, by this logic, better cancel all your sponsorships. That has 1.4 thousand likes. And this is ridiculous. If you want to play this card, cut ties with Capcom, Nintendo, Square Enix, and so on and so forth. While you're at it, that has 1.3 thousand likes, and people only moralize over SNK Saudi ownership because their values only kick in when they don't personally care about the games they put out. If this shit really mattered, you would stop taking sponsorships from any company with any Saudi ownership stake entirely. More adding saying, I'm sorry, but this comes off as so performative. I'm not a fan of Saudi Arabia buying their way into the gaming industry either, but if GDQ really gave a shit about this, they would stop having Capcom games there too, and we all know they'll never stop having Resident Evil games there. So there you have it, man. How y'all feeling about this? Again, I'll put some more comments on the screen right here. This literally just like happened yesterday. Just popped off yesterday, and now we're seeing these results. So, I mean, all in all, like the tweet itself, when they said they're no longer gonna support, that got like 12,000 likes. So that's a lot. Let's not say that people weren't in favor of this, but the comment section and how this tweet is now going viral, it's because everybody's seeing it the other way. Like, it comes off performative, because if you're really going to do it, you would really do it. And if you're really working with all these other companies, yes, we understand that SNK is fully owned by Saudi. And if you really were about that shit, you would consider everything and start canceling a lot of other sponsorships, not just SNK. How you guys feeling about that? Once again, I did not know about Gamers Done Quick until this whole story popped off just yesterday, and it looks like it's still growing. We'll see. It does suck though, doesn't it? It does suck to be like, initially this organization, like, they're just trying to do some charity work. They're just trying to do some charity work, and I could say at the end of the day, they're probably just trying to do what's right. I don't know who's over that Twitter account, but they were like, we saw some blowback. Maybe we should cancel this. But I think more so it went into their statement, because they went pretty deep, right? They didn't just say we're gonna cancel it or, you know, we'll postpone it. No. They went in real deep. Whole beliefs of not supporting Saudi and how it's hurting certain communities and human values, like all this stuff. So I think that's what ignited a lot of people and frustrated them to be like, bullshit. We gotta call bullshit. Because if it's really about all that, then make it about all that across the board. So like I said, still happening, just popped off yesterday. How you feeling? let me know. And all right, next up, for Sony PlayStation possibly changing their damn minds on Marvel Tokon buttons that need to be checked. Remember the whole thing, they're getting rid of physical disc. Everybody was complaining, huge thing. We covered it here, we covered it on Frame Trap, and then they came out shortly after saying Marvel Tokon is banned, like in over, what was it, 150, 140 countries? So people are like, what? This game was set to break records and now it's banned. Basically, any country that didn't have access to a PSN, they're not gonna let you rock with the game. So anyway, big story. I'm sure you guys heard about it to death, but Marvel Tokon News just posted this update saying, report, Marvel Tokon stream info page has been updated and several countries have been removed from the restricted list, including Dominican Republic, the Philippines, Lithuania, and more. Then they posted this screenshot right here. So it looks like they're actually starting to change their minds, remove some damn countries. All right, so obviously gaming community is reacting. Obviously, it's much bigger than the FGC. Some people still saying fuck you, some people saying nicely done. However, there's more work to be done because it's only about several countries that were removed. So obviously, there's so much more that is still banned, that is still on there. I think I saw a quote retweet right here saying, keep pushing them. The game is still blocked in 117 other countries. More right here saying, way to go, let's just shoot for the O. So there, I did see a lot that were saying, this is great and all, but let's not stop until it gets to 0 countries banned. Other people saying this is proof that if we talk that shit, this is proof, if we stick together, that we could actually change some stuff. So once again, not the biggest breakthrough, you know, at the end of the day, you're looking at it like, okay, they probably updated and they only removed like 5 or 7 countries, something like that. But I bet it is a big deal for the people in those countries because they're like, oh shit, now we get to cook. We could actually play this game. So people are still gonna come together. I'm not sure if there's like an official petition. I think there was. I don't know if the website is still up, but either way, we'll keep you posted. They did, you know, they did change their mind in the past. So we'll see if it happens again. Is the community done raising the fuss? How you feeling? Let me know. And there it is one more time, BULLSH T family. Definitely let me know how you are feeling. I feel like this camera angle is dark as hell. It's the camera, you know, the way it works with the lighting. Okay, it just lit up a little bit right there. Either way, hey, we're trying out something new. And best believe, because I'm using 2 camera angles, that's twice the fucking work. That's another reason why you don't want to do that. It's because editing. If you're editing this, you have to load 2 files and all this. It's boring. It's boring, but it's more time consuming. For me, I do the editing on this side and my laptop that's not too strong. So either way, y'all don't need to know this, but what you do need to know is I love y'all, appreciate y'all, and as always, I don't know what it is, but somehow, some way, it's about to get better. Love y'all forever. Peace.
Blah, blah, blah. Subscribe.
すべては我の手の中に。
あの人形なんだそういうことか。あ、なるほどね。かけるね。当たってますよ。
次元の違いを知るがいい。
あ、オッケー。あ、なんか。ガーン。あ、決まった。KO。決まりました。さあ、今日は誰がやられたんでしょうか。あみちゃんだった。面白い顔してる。一旦ブレイクです。
すごい顔するじゃん。